You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Project Runway After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Project Runway After Show.
Welcome, everybody, to the finale, part 1 of Project Runway All-Stars. I'm Canden Bliss. I'm here with my co-host, Miss Stephanie Wenger. And Bing is for doing, and once again, we're doing another AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for Project Runway All-Stars. I can't believe it's the finale, which, well, it's kind of not. I came a little bit prepared to see a fabulous fashion show, in case you haven't noticed.
I love it.
Thank you. And unfortunately, we did not see a fashion show.
No, they took us through the workroom portion of the finale, I guess, and then next week we'll be seeing the beautiful runway.
Well, I'm gonna have to go shopping this week and outdo myself for next week.
I know. I'm like
for our own little runway show.
I feel like I need to step up my game next week for sure.
We'll make a scene next week.
Ooh. So check us out.
So check us out next week. We're gonna be even more fabulous than we already are. So tonight's challenge is to prepare this fabulous runway show for the finale. We're down to Austin, Michael, and Mondo. And a few surprises, but a few things we're not surprising about tonight. The challenge, they have 5 looks to pull together in just 4 days.
Which, I mean, is an intense challenge, I would think, for any designer.
They basically have to do a snapshot of their vision for their fashion line. And in 4 days, that's a tough challenge.
I wouldn't know what to do, but I'm not a designer.
Well,
so.
that's why this is All-Stars, and they're really put under the pressure for this. I mean, couture, to put together your real fashion line takes months of preparation and brainstorming, and to just kind of throw your heart and soul into 4 days worth of work, I can't imagine the stress that these designers are under, and I think we got a little bit of a glimpse of how much stress they really are feeling at this point.
Yeah, and we heard it not only from Mondo, who has had consistent issues, but also from Michael and Austin this week about both the personal and the professional, how difficult it is to balance it all.
Yeah, they really all seem to have a lot on their minds, not just the show, but some personal issues. Michael mentioned, again, his children and how being away from them is really difficult. And Austin, his mother is homeless, I guess. Their home has been foreclosed on, and they mentioned that in an earlier episode. Which I was surprised they did mention the foreclosure, but I didn't think that she was evicted, and that was news to us, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She basically just said that the bank owned her home, in the past few weeks, but I didn't know that she was actually forced to leave. So that's really hard.
That's really hard. It's unimaginable to have to be under the stress of that kind of competition, as well as having, family drama.
But who is experiencing the most drama and stress?
Mondo.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, Mondo just can't seem to cope. Every week we're seeing him losing it, but I thought...
Losing it. He's losing his mind.
Absolutely losing it. And I thought this week it was particularly interesting. Georgina came into the workroom to visit, I believe, for the first time.
Yeah, they said, wow, it's nice to see you up close. And she was even more beautiful, I think, up close and in person than from across the runway to them.
Absolutely. And, but Mondo took it upon himself to complain to Georgina, which I found so unprofessional.
I remember you mentioning that. I think it was kind of out of nowhere. I mean, he literally was just lounging. This is day 1 of this 4-day challenge. Mm-hmm. You're like on the time crunch. He went to the fabric store and just bought a bunch of stuff with no vision And then he sits down with Georgina and complains about his failure to have a vision.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't feel inspired. And she was like, it's okay. Like, sometimes that happens, which, you know, I'm sure it does. But he just took it upon himself to continue to, like, lay there. And I was just like, go outside, get inspiration, do something that will inspire you rather than just laying there.
Well, and Georgina, you know, was trying to encourage him and was saying that sometimes she gets in a rut before she has to present her lines, and sometimes she doesn't sleep, and she's like, why am I torturing myself with this job? But it's her heart, it's her passion, and that's, you know, Michael made a comment about Mondo where he said, you know what, Austin, like, it's okay. When Mondo gets in these moods, he pulls out some of his best work. So, which in some ways is really interesting, but at the same time, it's kind of one of those tragic artist type stories.
Absolutely.
I mean, is he gonna get like, bite his ear off, cut his ear off, or, you know, like, what is he gonna do?
Yeah.
to be the crazy artist?
Yeah, he definitely seems to have that, you know, just the depression kind of going. And then you see the runway and you think, this guy was depressed, or he didn't know what to do. He was stressed out. It's amazing. I mean, his stuff is incredible. I'm
a little bit intrigued but concerned as well at his line. He kind of threw together, you know, day one, he was just literally sitting on a couch. He said, oh, I'm just going to take the day off. I'm not going to be productive anyway, so I might as well just sit here. Yeah. And I lost a lot of respect for him that day because he wasn't trying. He was letting himself sulk. And I'm intrigued by what he's coming up with.
Yeah, I am too, actually. I think he, not to jump ahead here, but based his entire collection on therapy and the different types of therapy there are. And so he went kind of all over the place. It seems like a very loud collection. And so it'll be really interesting.
But he does well with those loud patterns.
He does.
I mean, if you remember his last dress, the crazy pattern striped dress.
And it won.
And it won, exactly. I mean, he really went into that on day two. I think he got a little more himself and put this whole idea together. I mean, on day one, he literally said, I feel dead inside. And you're like, okay, that's great. You're like, okay, I'm going to step back a little bit. Like, this week they have their own workroom so they can shut the door. And I think everyone was kind of glad, especially Michael and Austin, that they could kind of be away from that negativity for a little while. And I think it really helped them pull their collection together quicker. Yeah, because Michael is nearly finished with his... Oh my gosh, he was immediately like had a dress done, and Austin was like, hello. Yeah. And what is this? Exactly. He was like, oh, okay, one down. Yeah. You know, done. And then Austin, you're seeing his line really come together in a big way. Austin's not quite finished. He has a great idea. Yeah. He has a great, I mean, he's very Austin. He's doing the Austin Scarlett thing. He's going big with the ball gowns and the wedding gown, and I'm very excited to see his work. From day one of this episode, I looked over to you and said, I'm really liking Austin already. I clicked with him this week. Yeah. And this whole time, I've been so against him because I think I had high expectations for him and he really kept falling short. But this week, I could already tell he's stepping it up. I was going to say it's a 180-degree turn for you because you all season long have been like the anti-fan of Austin. Yes. I mean, not to label you here, but thanks. Absolutely. Yeah, not a fan. And this week you literally like whispered to me at the beginning of the episode, you were like, I think it's going to be Austin. Like Austin has a great collection. He just really is pulling together his heart and his passion for designing, and I hope that he's really going to just go all out and do his thing, do Austin, because everybody loves it when he's just doing him. But when he tries to, like, I don't know, get out of the box or whatever he does, you know, he can still push himself, but it's the times where he's not himself and he doesn't finish his work that we've been disappointed. Also, and I feel like Michael's kind of the dark horse in all of this. I think Mondo, people expect him to win. He's won a lot of challenges, and Austin is... not favorite. Yeah, I was gonna say not necessarily now your favorite, but not in the beginning, and he's definitely become a fan favorite. But Michael is that dark horse where he has pulled out some amazing looks and some not so great ones. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what his collection is like next week. Rooting for Michael. I really am. Yeah. I think it will be, well, I'll do my prediction later. Never mind. so on day 2, Isaac Mizrahi came in. So day 1, the woman from Marquesa, Georgina Chapman, came in. Day 2, Isaac Mizrahi came in. And I just thought this was funny when Mondo said, I kind of have a man crush on Isaac Mizrahi. And I was like, a man crush? Don't straight men usually say they have a man crush?
Yeah, I think that's just a crush.
I think that's just a crush. I just thought that was funny. And they got a little bit choosy on day 2. There was a little bit of some drama with choosing the music for the runway and the model casting, and like everybody was like biting at each other's necks to get their model or their music or and I mean Austin really kind of took charge, and Mondo was not happy about it.
I was gonna say Mondo and Austin were butting heads, actually I think for both music and
for both.
For model selection. It was funny though, during the model selection, you saw Austin make a girl try on part of his dress to see how the skirt would flow, and I thought that was a very Austin moment.
Well, I mean, good for him for, taking some initiative and doing that. I'm not sure that they had the time for that. Yeah. But, and I think that's what the other designers were a little bit perturbed about, that they just were like, really, right now? Like, we have so much more to do, and this needs to be over. But again, very Austin.
Yeah, very, very Austin.
And Austin was not happy when they were choosing music, and he's like, really, you guys have already chosen and I just get the third song that's left over, which was kind of unfair. I mean, the whole way that they are doing this is a little bit all over the place. Yeah. So it doesn't surprise me that there's some animosity. But all in all, do those things really matter?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's really about the clothes. And I feel like any model that they have in that room is going to know how to walk down a runway. I mean, that's just basic, and it's really not about which model you choose. It's about how you make it fit the model and all of those things. And as a designer, you should be able to make your clothes look good on any model.
I agree. I think they should all be focused on those dresses and those outfits. Somebody's doing pants, I think. Michael had a pant. But lots of dresses so far.
Yeah, and Austin has something that we've never seen before, and it was just that, like, peach-colored...
Oh, yes. The puff pant. The puff pant. That's what I have named it in my head.
And we kind of think that maybe it should stay not
Yeah,
out there.
I loved that. Both of our faces when he lifted up those pants. And he's like, I'm just doing something. It was for Joanna. When Joanna came in on day 4, she was like, oh, what are you going to do? And he's like, oh, I have these pants that we've never seen before. And you and I were both like, that's a good thing. There's a reason. Yeah, there's a reason that we've never seen those pants before, Austin.
It'll be interesting to see if they're at all flattering, because not on a model. They just when he was holding them up, they did not look flattering.
Well, Austin made an interesting point in the workroom to the camera about Michael, and he said, Michael just designs for stick-thin models, and nobody but models can wear his clothes. And I thought that was interesting, because I think Joanna made that point a few weeks ago with the bra issue, that like, unless you're a model, are you really going to wear this dress? And I don't know if that's something that's going to hurt him, because he did get some positive feedback from Joanna about the commerciality of his designs. He was going very resort, very safari, and she thought that was a good thing.
Yeah. So
I'm intrigued by his designs and by everybody's vision, and how there's so many different perspectives. It's like one way it works, one way it doesn't. And I'm just so like waiting to see. I can't believe we didn't get a runway show.
No, I know. I completely am on the same page as you. I feel like with Michael, it could be literally one of the best collections we've seen in all of Project Runway, or it could epically fail.
Right.
And I can't decide which way
it could be epically average.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously he's shown that he's not like a failure as a designer, but it just won't stick with you. It's not that, it's not a winning showcase.
Right. Well, we'll see. But they did throw in, this is All Stars, so they threw in the All Star twist, which I kind of could tell something was going to happen like this, because they previewed some promos and you saw Kinley coming back in. They were told that they have to throw in a 6th outfit. They were given a box of scrap pieces from their previous designs. Like, oh, good luck with that one. And then they brought back everyone that had been eliminated so far.
Yeah, and it was really interesting to see who each of the designers were able to choose one person to assist them for the next 24 hours. And it was really interesting to see who everyone chose.
I was very surprised.
Me too. I didn't think that Mila and Mondo got along very well or just even had a relationship at all.
I felt like Mila just kept to herself.
Yeah, and so I was shocked when Mondo chose her.
I think I was too. I don't know. I mean, obviously he wasn't going to choose Kenley, which ironically no one chose Kenley.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
I feel like everyone knows what Kenley is, so it's not necessarily.
It's like if her stuff doesn't fit my stuff, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
I love that Austin picked Anthony. I was so happy. I love him. I wanted to just see more of him.
I just love that his personality is so great, and just you want to be in the room with him. You really do, because he's so energetic and so fun.
The first thing that Anthony said when he walked into, well, Austin was showing Anthony his collection, and I don't know what Austin said. Nobody does.
No,
it was like, oh, it's just very whimsical and Hasidic male gentleman meets ball gown meets dream. I don't know, just like 25 different vocabulary words
that all didn't go together. It wasn't like they were like, oh, it's a dream, you know, fairy heaven, blah, like that all fits. This was just like 4 or 5 very different things, and I was just like, I'm not sure how those things will work.
Hasidic gentleman was the interesting.
Yeah, that was the real one where you were like, okay.
I was like, how does that have anything to do with this?
And then I noticed though when he did go to the hairstyling for his model, he did mention that it was like he wanted the curl of the gentleman.
Then it came together. But Anthony gave the most hilarious like off-camera kind of little interview after he heard Austin saying that. He was just like did the little Anthony laugh.
Yeah, the most amazing laugh.
The most amazing laugh. If you guys haven't seen the laugh, please, like, this episode is worth watching just to see Anthony laugh at Austin. And he's like, honey, you know, honey, you know I love Austin and I hope he does well, but oh my Lord. He's like, he is crazy.
He was like the voice of the audience at that moment.
It was awesome.
Being like, okay, like what's going on?
Which made you love it because you're like, thank you. That was a weird sentence, Austin. Thank you for validating the audience for their opinion.
We were like, okay, we did hear it. It was
really
real.
And then who else? Michael chose April, which was weird in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like she's from a long time ago.
Yeah, I couldn't even exactly remember what her designs were.
Or her name either. He called her the Silver Fox because she had awkward like gray purple hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is this Silver Fox human?
Did she have the gray purple hair when she was on the show before?
She had different hair. She had different colored hair, I think.
Okay.
She's the one that hand dyed her dress.
Oh, that's right.
The murder dress looked like she'd been murdered.
Which is odd in its own special way.
Yeah, I didn't see how that was gonna work, but maybe her construction or something, I don't know, was gonna help Michael. I don't know.
She seemed like a perfectionist, and I know he's had issues with like lining things up properly and things
like patterns. Oh,
yeah,
that was right. In the workroom, she was piecing together his pattern, and she was making it fit really well. Like the patterns mesh, unlike Kenley when she cut her patterns.
Yeah,
so
maybe that's
why.
Yeah, really good at construction. I mean, that would be the only reason to choose her.
I guess.
I mean, maybe I'm missing something that we didn't see on the show.
I think that's true. I think ironically, as weird as their choices were for these people, it kind of worked, and they had 24 hours to piece together their 6th item. And you know, some people worked on the 6th item, and I know Michael and Silver Fox, April, they did not work on the 6th outfit. She was working on his like 5th outfit. So some people utilized, you know, the talents of the other person to do their extra piece, and then some helped with their collection. So I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I think the smarter move in that situation is to, as the designer, create the 6th move. I think this would be what I would do, and then have your partner do some of the basic work that is just time consuming, but if they can do it, is great to have done, and then you're still creating your whole collection.
So where we stand right now as far as their designs go and what they're going to present next week, we have Austin is I don't know what to call his. His doesn't have a name. You know, like Michael has Safari, kind of commercially resort meets Safari, and then you have Mondo's psychotherapy, acupuncture, ink blotching, and shock therapy patterns. But what do you call Austin?
You know what's funny is that he ends his collection with a wedding dress. That's what he says is going to be the final piece in the collection.
And he's doing a red carpet gown.
He's doing a red carpet gown.
He's doing the puff pants.
Yes, and I think he's doing a lace jacket of some sort.
Oh, the dead white lady.
Yes, the dead white lady.
That's what Anthony said. Anthony said about the lace. Yeah, I thought that was kind of awkward. I don't know. He's kind of going like old Hollywood vintage-y looking gala.
I was gonna say like Anthropology meets red carpet.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Antique-y maybe?
Yeah.
Kind of antique.
Not to say I love Anthropology, but I just think that it's like there's something there where it's like, that like vintagey something.
It's like vintage look. Maybe it's more antique. Like something old about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
In a good way for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, the lace jacket's a question
mark. The lace jacket was a big question mark. I don't know about that.
Exactly.
I don't know that. You know what? I think Mondo's vision works, though. As manic depressed as that boy was, his psychotherapy line, I think I get it. I mean, I want to see it on the runway.
That's what I was about to say. I want to love it because I think that that's such an inspired idea. On the rack, I'm not sure that I love it or that I would wear it.
I like the ink blotting.
Yeah.
That's the only cool thing.
Yeah, but I'm so excited to see it on the runway, just to see that collection come to life. And he is so good at styling every model and all of that it's going to be great to see if those pieces really pop on the runway.
Yeah, you said that you were waiting to see how he styled it, and I think that will hopefully make a difference in how it pops on the runway.
I completely agree. I think that styling can make all the difference.
I enjoyed this episode, though. I think we didn't have the pressure of the runway, and maybe we did get to see a little bit more of the workroom and of their visions, and we really got a good sense of their style before we see it on the runway.
Completely. And also, I really enjoyed the fact we always say that the workroom, if I could talk, the workroom, you know, it passes by so quickly in the episode, and we're to the runway and we're like, when did that happen? Why are we already to the runway? So it was nice to kind of see the behind the scenes a little bit more.
Well, they still have a lot of work to do in this final couple of hours that they have to get ready for the fashion show. Now, we're going to wait to cover the After the Runway for tonight's episode until next week because we want to kind of do the finale gossip all together. But we're going to go to commercial. When we come back, we're going to give you guys our predictions on who we think is going to take the cake in Project Runway All-Stars.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you. A lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Welcome back. We're going to jump
right
into our
TV
predictions. I gotta wait for it. I can't skip it. So The finale fashion show is next week. We're down to Austin, Michael, Mondo. I'm so torn. I'm so torn. You know Austin's gonna be in it. You know Austin's gonna be in it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ronnie. I really want to see Mondo's collection. I don't want to see Mondo anymore. Is that bad?
I'm just sick of Mondo.
I'm sick of him.
I'm sick of sad Mondo, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, sad Mondo's really bringing me down.
Really, I mean, he's such a good designer. If he can figure out how to be,
just a happy good designer, it would be better.
Happy good designer, or just even just like neutral good designer.
Just good, just normal would be nice.
Normal.
Just not manically depressed would be great.
Because I feel like he kind of brings down the tone of the show, and it would be nice to just see him be happy.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's using it to his advantage this week, which is good. I don't know. I kind of hope it's Michael and Austin in the final two. As much as I think Mondo's collection makes sense, and I think it might pop on the runway, I just am sick of him. I hope it's Michael and Austin.
I think last week I said it would be Mondo and Austin. And after seeing Mondo's collection, I don't know. I think I was a little more of a question mark whether it's going to pop on the runway or not. It feels very much him, but I'm just not sure it's his best pieces necessarily.
I hope Austin pulls through too, because like his vision is good, but I don't know if his pieces are awesome yet.
Yeah. So
this makes it hard.
It's going to be interesting to see.
Now, here's my question. Are we going to see all three lines walk?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't think they would eliminate someone before they walked.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know. I've always seen two fashion shows, or two lines in the finale. Maybe because it's All Stars, they do it differently.
I really want to see all three. I will be so sad. You will see a sad me next week. If
be careful.
I know, if they don't walk all three of them. I think Michael, as I said, is the dark horse in all of it. But
people like his stuff.
People like his stuff, and it's very minus the bra issue, very wearable.
Yeah, I think it is. It's very ready to wear as far as the design. I mean, yes, the bra issue is a problem, but other than that, you can totally see it on the street.
Yeah.
Or, in the society.
Exactly.
Whereas Austin's a little over the top and Mondo's a little out there.
Yeah. I feel like Michael has the most cohesive collection this time around, for sure.
I agree.
So, tough call.
Oh, tough call. Well, I was a little sad that our fashion show did not happen tonight, but it will happen next week. We're going to cover 2 After the Runway segments next Thursday. So tune in. You can follow me at Canden Bliss and tweet us at AFTERBUZZ TV.
And at Stephanie Wenger. Follow me.
All right, guys. Tweet us. Let us know what you think. Give us your predictions. We're interested to hear. And tune in next week to the finale of Project Runway All-Stars.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.